this lesson video to walk through the problem 4 that culminate what we learned in today's lessons to determine the hourly productions and the unit cost of the rock excavation, and involve, of course, drilling and blasting. And the size for the excavation is 300 feet by 400 feet, so that is the horizontal areas, and must be excavated to the average depth of 12 feet. So we can find out the band cubic yard, the volume. The material to be excavated is thinly laminated shell. So think about shell, what type of material? Igneous rock, sedimentary rock, or metamorphic rocks. You recall that. And the sonic velocity is 4,000 feet per second, something we did in problem 1. Drilling equipment to be used will consist of an air power truck, drill, and air compressor. So drill and air compressor for drilling part. And then the average drilling rate, including steel changes, move, delay, is estimated at 1 feet per hour. So it means that every hour you can drill down 100 feet. 100 feet. And because with the depth of 12 feet, so you can drill multiple hole in an hour, because that the rate is 100 feet per hour. So that is drilling parts involve the drilling and the air compressor. And then the trial blasting indicate that 3-inch holes drill in a 12 feet rectangular pattern. So we have stagger pattern and rectangular pattern. In this case, we will use rectangular pattern. And the 12 feet space, so that stands for S in the equation that we learned to determine the band cubic yard per hole. Will provide adequate fracturing. A hole depth of 13.5 feet must be drilled to yield a 12 feet effective depth, because if you drill down 12 feet, when it explodes, it may not go to the depth 12 feet that you want. So to get the depth level of excavation, that 12 feet, we may drill down to the soil or the rock, 13.5 feet in this case. The material for blasting used explosive is ANFO, ammonium nitrate, in the fuel form, right? Fuel oil. 1/2 pound of primer with the electric blasting cap will be used in each hole, and the power factor is, so it means that to excavate 1 band cubic yard of the rock, we need 0.5 pounds of the power factor. The labor force of 1 drill operator and 1 compressor operator will be used for drilling, so that you have these two, the last two here, $17.5 per hour, $18 per hour, that for drilling. And 1 blaster and 1 helper will be employed for blasting. So first two, $18 per hour, $15 per hour, that is for blasting. And cost information is below. We have track drill and compressor. So this is equipment for drilling. ANFO, that is material. Premier, cap, and stemming, also material. The last two here for blasting. So we find out, okay, to determine the cost, we need to know what is the cost for drilling, and then what is the cost for blasting. So 2 questions asked. The first one is hourly production and the unit cost. Let's start with the hourly production. The first few steps, exactly the same what we did in problem 2. So if you are not sure, go back to problem 2, we did that. Total volume of excavation, they give us the areas 300 by 400 and excavate to 12 feet. So that is the total volume of excavation. Width, length times the depth, divided by 27 cubic, 1 cubic yard for 27 cubic feet. So we divide by 27, so we have 53,333 band cubic yard, because that is at the original condition, natural condition, that is BCY. And using the equation to get the volume per hole, and that is the production yield for drilling. So it adds spacing between the drill, square times h, the effective depth of the excavation, and convert to the unit to cubic yard. So we have spacing 12 feet, and you can see there, and the effective depth is 12 feet as well. So we have 12 square times 12 divided by 27, so you get for each hole potentially yield 64 bank cubic yard of rock. And then also in problem 2, we learn how to determine the volume per unit of hole, the linear foot of hole. So that we got drilling yields, and that 64 divided by the depth of the drilling, the actual drilling, not effective depth of the excavation. And we drill at 13.5 feet to achieve effective depth of 12 feet. So that is our labor. We need to spend this much. We get that much. We spend and drill 13.5 feet. What we have is effective 12. So we think our effort is 13.5 feet. Divide that, we get 4.74 bank cubic yard per feet. So that is drilling yields. And now you have hourly production. That is something new that did not discuss in problem 2, but that with the unit analysis you can be able to figure it out. So as you can see, the drilling yields is per feet, right? And then drilling rate is feet per hour, feet per hour. So what is the production, hourly production? It becomes the product of these two. So it will be drilling yields BCY per feet, and then the drilling rate, 1 hour I can drill 100 feet per hour for the hole. That will give us 1 hour I can drill and yield 474 bank cubic yard per hour. So that is the hourly production for drilling. And with that, the next step is to find out the unit cost of excavation. Unit cost excavation, in this case, you can see the we have to lose the rock, and that is the cost. And there are two components, drilling and blasting. So for drilling, we don't have material, we only have labor and equipment. In the labor, as the problem give you, that the last two here, driller operator and compressor operator, at these two, you get the labor costs, $35.5 per hour. And then the equipment, go to the left side, track drill and compressor, $63 per hour. So that we have the equipment. And then we find out the drilling unit cost. This is per hour. We want to find out the unit cost of rock excavation. It means how much dollar per bank cubic yard. Okay, so that how many bank cubic yard time you can get the total cost. That's the bottom line. And we already know the total bank cubic yard, which is 53,333. So the unit cost in this case, as you can see here, so 63 for the equipment plus $35.5 per hour for labor, divided by for 1 hour production yield 474 BCY per hour. So as you can see, cancel out hours, so we will have dollar per BCY. So that is the unit, dollar per bank cubic yard. That's what the unit is. So to yield 1 bank cubic yard, we need to spend 21 cents for drilling costs, including labor and equipment. Now the same step for the blasting, because to lose we have to have a drill and blast. Blast, we have material, explosive, in this case NFO. And NFO, they have here the power factor is 0.5 power per bank cubic yard. So to yield 1 bank cubic yard of rock, we need put the explosive 0.5 pounds. So with that, we can find out the, okay, we need unit 0.5 pound per bank cubic yard. For one hole, as we determine above, 64 bank cubic yard per hole. That we do in the first step, bank cubic yard per hole. That here, 64. And then for the dollar per pound, that is unit cost. So you have pound per bank cubic yard per hole. So we cancel out bank cubic yard, so pound per hole. Then dollar per pound, cancel power, so it will have 10.24 per hole. So it means that to put one hole, one drill down, we need $10.24 for the material for each hole, and at that is for NS hole. And then we also have the caps, electric plastic cap, premier, stamin, $3 per hole. That also material. So we can add them up. This is for explosive, this is for caps. Add them up. And for one hole, we can have 64 BCY per hole that we determine above. And with the unit cancel out, hole cancel out, so it's dollar per band cubic yard. That's what we need, right? Because to add up unit cost, dollar per band cubic yard, dollar per band cubic yard. So when you do, of course, the equation may be confusing, but think about the unit analysis so that we can be able to do it correctly. And that material, similarly, we can do the labor unit cost. Labor, at the problem give us the first two in the table here, that yield for blasting, $18 for blaster, and helper, $15. So we have that. 18.50, 18.50, and then $15 per hours. And then for that 1 hour, we don't divide by 64 because that is per hole. This is per hour. So you have to see how many band cubic yard we can yield per hour. So that is hourly production, 474 band cubic yard per hour. So you cancel out hour, dollar per band cubic yard. So only 7 cents per band cubic yard for labor blasting. So the total blasting unit cost is equal to material plus labor. So we have 0.277 per band cubic yard. So from that one, we have the total unit cost, including unit cost for drilling, unit cost for blasting, unit cost for drilling, 0.208 per dollar per band cubic yard, unit cost for blasting, 0.277 per band cubic yard. So add them up, we have the unit cost about 49 cents per band cubic yard. So with that, we finish to determine the hourly production and also the unit cost for rock excavation, including